right, so Oh Well by Fleetwood Mac. This was written by Peter Green, one of my all-time favorite blues players. Just a great guitar player, a great artist, you know. And it was released on September 26, 1969 as a single. And there's part one and part two, right? Part two is that kind of really sort of almost morose sort of acoustic piece. And story goes that Peter Green was really pushing to have that released as the A side of the single, and part one was just basically, in his opinion, was like a throwaway kind of a rock lick to put on the B side, right? And his record company talked him out of it, and they put, you know, that on the A side and the acoustic number on the B side, and it was like a massive hit. And I think it's gone on to be really influential to a lot of guitar players. The closest one I can think of is that's AC/DC, Beating Around the Bush, right? It's almost a complete lift of that. I mean, not really. You know, it's an influenced by it, right? But you know, and you know, it's virtually the same lick, right? Anyways, and you know, all those licks like that. I think they all came from this song. That's what I think, but that's just my opinion. Anyways, let's get on with it. There's an acoustic part and an electric part, so I'm going to do it all in electric because they sort of double each other. So the main lick, this is how it goes. Okay, so we'll break that down. Now, we'll go over the acoustic version first. So it's like this. We want to start with an upstroke, right? And I'm using a really heavy pick. It's one of those heavy picks with a sharp end. I find these are really good for anything where you got to do a lot of picking, right? So we're going to start upstroke on the E string. And then downstroke as we pull off from the 3rd fret. Hammer on A2, open D. And then hammer on pull off, right? And then the acoustic will kind of down, up, up, you know, on sort of like the A and the E string. And also you can hit that. You know, you could upstroke from the D string too if you wanted. It really wouldn't matter. The acoustic fills in a little bit more. The electric there goes like this. It's just on the E string. Right? Acoustic. Okay, now the next part. Again, upstroke on that E string is vital, right? And the electric would be right just on that E string. Okay, now next lick, and this is the lick that everybody gets wrong. And if you really listen, slow it down and listen to the lick there, it's different. It's like this. Right, he goes for the flat 5 there, right? So instead of going, so it's like it cycles. So the first time is there, the second time is there. So altogether it would be like. Now the next lick is. Again, start with the upstroke. And we're hammering hammer that on. Hammer on the D string there. And we pick the rest. So it's like two hammers. Right? And pulling off the last note. So that whole lick slowly. And remember, the electric is just the E string, really, right? Okay, so that's it. And this is really, it's one of those licks. It's not easy to play, right? It looks easy, it sounds easy, but there's a lot to it. I remember when I was, younger playing in bands. This was one that I really struggled with big time. And the other one was, like I just couldn't get that picking. I would wind up going, I would hammer it on instead of picking it. But, it just takes time, right? You got to really spend a lot of hours just... and it'll come, you'll get it. Okay, so then we got into this. And that's just hitting the low E and the E on A5. Bang, 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 bang. So it's kind of like up, down. Okay, then we get into the lick, which is... And the electric, like the lower electric, does that. Whereas the high will go, it doesn't put in that extra two notes. So the low part is, and then we get into the final lick, which is, so it's just G, A, and B all bouncing off this E note on A7. So 5, 7, 8 on the D, right? Right? Then we've got... Okay, so we've got 3, 5, 6, G, A, B flat, or A sharp. Then B, 7th fret of the E, chromatic from 5 to 7 on the A string. And you can go all downstrokes on that, or you can go up and down. Down, up, down, right? Like, I don't even really think about how I pick this. I just kind of make it happen, but you can do it whatever way you want as long as you get it clean, right? Then okay, 5, 7, 9, 7, 9 of the G. So let's do the whole thing so far. A little slower. Okay, that was a little bit short and just to save time, but okay, so that's that. And then of course the upper guitar part, instead of going, is doing like I said here. Just holding with vibrato. And then the lick. Now, it seems to me he's holding those notes, so he's going here, the A note, or the G note, sorry, to the E note, then the A note, and the A sharp note, right? And then he goes like this. Okay, really, really good. That's kind of tricky to play. So we're 5th fret of the G to the 7th, right? To the flat 5 there on the A sharp. Same as this. Octave higher, right? And then we want to get our first finger here on the B, on B8. Slide from 10 to 12 in the B and hit E10, then end up on that chord. 12th fret G, B, and E, or you could just go B and E if you wanted, but put the G string in there too. So and kind of give it a little vibrato, right? Now that's easy, slow, right? But up to speed, it's a little more tricky. Again, you could do all down picks. It's really, for me, that's pushing it. I just can't go down that fast. So I go down, up, down, 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 up, down, right? And an upstroke on that E10. So that's it so far. Now, the next time around, the lick is different. So the low part would be, okay, which is exactly what the bass is doing. And you know, there's a lot of guitars on here, and they're hard to hear because it's the original recording is not even stereo; it's in mono. That's what I'm hearing there, right? So it's just, and the E on the A string to the low E, opening, right? Then you hit the G note on D5. And then up high, that's different. He goes like this. So we're just going up the pentatonic scale, right? Kind of in position 4. Ending on that E minor, right? Which is, you know, it's that, right? But just the last 3. And then, of course, it goes into the big jam where they're just kind of playing one chord and just monkeying around. And I didn't really go over that because to me, the lick is the deal, right? Okay, so let's try that whole thing. Okay, and the second time there will be. Okay, and the high part, the first time. And the second time. Okay, and that's it. Those are all the licks. Fantastic song, you know, really, really great guitar playing. And to me, to be authentic, you know, you got to make sure you get that flat 5 in the second cycle. And I'm sure, there'll probably be a lot of comments on that. um, but I'm positive I can hear that. Okay. All right. That's it for this one. I hope you get something out of it. I hope you enjoy playing this song, and it's really a fun one to play, especially if you're in a band. This sounds really good because it's one of those deals where everybody's doing the same thing, right? The bass is doing the same licks, right? It sounds really powerful. All right. Hope you get something out of it, and we'll talk to you next time.